Why, hello there. Hello. It's me, Mana, and welcome to Dawntrail. Hi, everybody. It's me again. You might remember me from Endwalker. I recorded my playthrough of Endwalker because it was the finale to the story up to that point. As someone who's been playing since 2.0, it was a really special experience to me, and that's why I really wanted to record it. But the thing is when I recorded my Endwalker playthrough, I wasn't actually expecting anyone to watch it. I wanted to share it with friends, and I wanted something to look back on as the end of a very significant journey to me. But people did watch my Endwalker videos, and people seemed to really like them, and so here I am, my friends. I am continuing my journey onto Dawntrail. Now, today is June 26th. It's 2 in the morning. Maintenance starts in about 3 hours. I'm doing my little pre-record before the expansion actually starts, which means this is our last time. Our last time with the old graphics, huh? Everyone say goodbye. Everyone say goodbye to old Mana Scarlet. I'm really excited for the graphics update. I hope it runs well on my computer. That remains to be seen, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Before I start my Dawntrail playthrough, first and foremost, this playthrough will have spoilers for the entire game. This includes all of the side content, all of the raids, all of it. So if you do not want to be spoiled on this game, and especially if you don't want to be spoiled on Dawntrail, turn around now. Now, unlike my Endwalker playthrough, I am a little more prepared this time to record a full expansion. I was completely unprepared to record Endwalker at all. I had no idea how I was going to go about it. This playthrough will be in parts, and how I split it will depend on the flow of the story. I will try to split it in ways that make sense, and I will try to get my playthrough up before Dawntrail is a year old. Now, I am going to be honest with you. I am actually setting my expectations for Dawntrail very low, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I'm expecting to have a really good time in this expansion, but I am not setting my hopes too high. That's not to say I expect it to be bad, but I definitely don't expect it to be my favorite, and I think that's fine. I think that's fine. I'm excited for just a good little adventure, huh? I'm hanging out with my boy of the year, boy of 2024. It's Aaronville. He's going to be the boy of the playthrough. I'm so genuinely excited to see more of him. I feel like he's going to be my favorite character this expansion. So yes, I am just here to have a really good time. I'm not going to set my expectations too high. I just want to have fun. I hope we have a wonderful time, and I hope you enjoy the ride. Now, that's enough of an introduction, don't you think? I think it's time for me to, I think it's time for me to log out of the game for the 48-hour maintenance. All right, gamers. I'll see you on the other side. Oh, geez. Oh, man. Oh. Okay. Okay, I am here. I am here in Dawntrail, and how do I look? Oh. Ooh. Hi. Hello, Miss Mana Scarlet. Hello. Well, you got some big lower eyelashes, don't ya? Hello, Aaronville. Hello. Hi, Miss Mana Scarlet. Hello. New heat gauge. Oh, I played through Endwalker as a red mage, but I have switched to Machinist for Dawntrail. It was something I really wanted to do because I've really fallen in love with Machinist, so here we are. I believe some of my skills upgraded on their own without any leveling. Yeah, Blazing Shot is new. Yes. Oh gosh, okay. Well, I did log out next to Aaronville, but I found out through the patch notes that the MSQ is is Ojika. Boy, everything already looks so different. Like, look at this crystal. This one crystal has me mesmerized. Like, oh my goodness. Eyelashes! I saw that! I want you to know the thing I was excited the most about this graphics update was my character gaining eyelashes. And it's hard to explain, but if her eyes are closed, she has no eyelashes. But now she does. Now she does. Like, let me show you. Let me show you! You see what I mean? You see what I mean? She didn't have eyelashes before, and now she does! It's incredible! It's incredible! Welcome to Dawntrail, everybody! Ojika Sunjika. I logged out next to Erinville because I followed my heart, but if I had followed my brain, I would have logged out next to Ojika Sunjika. A new world to explore. Welcome back, Mana. I've just had word from Erinville. It seems he's managed to secure passage to Tural aboard a guild ship vessel. Why don't you wait in the main hall while I go and inform your travel companions? It should only take a moment. Oh, here it comes! Oh my god, here it comes. It's this new expansion feeling. It's starting. Oh my god, it's starting. I'm gonna have to hear that tune a million times, and I don't know if I'm ready. Oh boy. I've had to look at the inside of this room so many times when I made my Kral video. Although, to be honest, personally, I'm not really noticing much change with the graphics update. Oh, I am seeing the reflection on the table, though, and the lights from these little ether vessels are standing out to me. My character... My character's eyes are so shiny, she almost looks like she wants to cry. Alright. Am I gonna be graced with HD Graha immediately? That would be a good way to start the expansion, I think. Ojika gave us the good news. We've made ready to set sail at a moment's notice. Oh, it's on autoplay. Shit, it is still on autoplay because of my Kral video. I am so sorry, Kral. I missed your dialogue. Oh, Erinville, you're so pretty. Ah, you're all here. Let me real quick see what Kral said. The only one yet to arrive is Erinville himself. That was not worth bringing the chat back for. Ah, you're all here. It took some persuasion, but the Gleaners Guild ship have granted us places aboard a vessel bound for Tural. There'll be other passengers, researchers and artisans and the like, so we'll need to share deck space. Oh my gosh, I have had to look at Kral a million times for my Kral video. She looks so pretty right now. Like, I knew she was going to be one of the characters who stood out to me the most just because of how much I've had to see her in like the last month. But oh my gosh. And speaking of, hey, I made a Kral video. It took a lot of research. It was very hard to make and I worked so hard on it. And if you want to learn more about Kral, I've got the video for you. That's fine, Erinville. I doubt anyone expected we'd have a ship to sail to ourselves. They're not casting off just yet, so if you have any lingering concerns, now is the time to voice them. I wouldn't call it a concern, but everyone's still clear on what it is we'll be doing in Tural, yes? Whoa, Alphino and the shiny eyes! Oh my gosh, everyone is gonna catch me off guard the first time I see them with this graphics update. Oh, I'm seeing it with Alphinode's face now. Like, oh my gosh, his face is so smooth. And I know Alice, she looks so pretty back there too. I'm sorry that the start of this Dawntrail playthrough is just me going, oh my gosh, look at this character with this graphic update. But that's gonna be me for like a good chunk of the start of this expansion. We've not forgotten. The nation of Tuliyollal is in the midst of deciding its next ruler. As your chosen allies, we shall assist you during the Rite of Succession and support your bid to become Dawn Servant. In addition to that, Alphino and I have another objective. As part of its reconstruction, Garlemald seeks ways to reconcile and re-engage with its neighbors. By visiting Tural, we hope to learn more about how its myriad cultures interact with one another, how they find common ground, develop stronger ties, the sort of insights that might help our friends in Ilzabard. But we'll pursue this goal in our own time. You can be assured that we'll give the contest all due attention. That's all I ask. Otherwise, you're welcome to do as you like. You wanted to find out about your grandfather, right, Kryle? Yes. As far as we could determine from the old missive I found, he had been tasked with investigating the Golden City by your father, the Dawn Servant. Yet oddly enough, we have no record of that investigation in our archives, and nothing to explain the earring which accompanied the letter. Thus, the reasons both official and personal, I should very much like to get to the bottom of this mystery. I'm sure there'll be a chance to speak with Papa. You can get your answers right from the source. I look forward to meeting him. In any case, you're not the only one with an interest in the City of Gold. Right, Aaronville? The Golden City is a children's bedtime story. I am part of this expedition only because the Third Promise has commanded that I serve as a guide. Still playing the part of the stoic servant, I see. What of you? Don't you dare tell me you've changed your mind. Let me think about it. I mean, hoist sail and let the wind take us as she pleases. Well said. We won't get far wallowing in the shallows. Right then. If all are still committed to the journey, then I say we make ready to depart. No HD Graha, I'm in shambles! I'm in shambles! I'm in shambles right now. Ooh, I am seeing the light. I am seeing the change in the lighting. Oh boy. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little nervous about how well the game is gonna run on my PC. I feel like I'm seeing some chugging in the frames, but it is going at about, oh boy, my Dynamis crystal sold. Already, I'm selling stuff. I am worried about frames dropping and all that, and I'm running at a solid, like, 4550 right now, which is not necessarily ideal. It could be worse. Eager as they are, the others have already left for the harbor. We're not in danger of missing the boarding call, but perhaps we should still be on our way as well. Oh my gosh.
Savoring the moment. I can feel your excitement, your eagerness to explore the unknown.
Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
Do not be so quick to relax. Though Tural may seem but a short sail away on a map, the vast seas between brim with peril. The treacherous waters of Shade's Triangle alone have claimed countless vessels. Even following the safe route plotted by Admiral Bufiswin herself, this will be no pleasure cruise.
Perhaps, but my voyage here was uneventful enough. Disappointingly so.
Either way, the two of you have first-hand experience, which will be of great comfort in the days ahead, I'm sure.
Huh?
Aye, it's nothing new to us.
All aboard! We're casting off!
It's time. I trust you have everything you need? And so does our ship cast off from the docks. We sail west, as Cattenram did some 80 years past, bound for the New World, known to her children as the continent of Tural.
Just wait, Papa. When this contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me, Woklamat.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I got the prettiest damn weather it could have been for this opening cutscene. Oh my goodness. That was also the nicest I've ever seen Fortuno look in my life. I wonder if we're gonna have another Siren Song C situation. That'd be one hell of a way to open up, but I doubt it. Not as the opening.
Smooth sailing so far?
Aye, so far so good. But this sea, she's a fickle one. Calm one moment, blowing a gale the next.
I'll take my rest while I can then.
We left port what seems an age ago now, and we've seen naught but open water ahead. I knew Tural was far, but it's another thing to really know. Speaking of which, some of our fellow passengers have made this trip before. Several times, in fact. I was able to learn a few things about Tuliyollal and the Rite of Succession. Since we still have a long way to go, why not have a chat with them yourself? I'm sure you have questions of your own.
Okay, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I know I've already been fawning over the graphics update so much, but Kral looks incredibly pretty. She had such a big upgrade. Like, I knew this would happen after I finished my Kral video. I knew I was gonna see how much better she looked in the update and then feel bad that I used the old graphics for the Kral video. I knew this would happen. Also, goddamn, my character's gorgeous. Let's go!
Did you look out across these same waters, Grandfather?
I can't stop looking at her. I can feel my edge start to dull on these long sea voyages. How about some light sparring later? Have you spoken with our shipmates? Tural is still a good distance away, and it might be a pleasant way to pass the time. Huh? Oh, this will be my first visit to Tural. Fontain's the name. I was working at Eshtim's Aesthetics in Ul'dah, you see. But my employment with them, came to an end. That's why I visited Sharlayan, in hopes of starting over. While I was attempting, and failing, to find a new job, I seized the chance to board this vessel, when I overheard room for another passenger had suddenly opened up. I'm told the Dawn Servant welcomes all, regardless of origin, and so Tuliyollal seemed like the perfect place to begin anew. Hopefully things will be better this time. I see you in Eorzea before, you great and famous hero. Ugh. I've had enough of playing the simpleton. There was a time when we took great pains to maintain the deception, but with more of you Eorzeans coming to Tural, it's become impractical. Besides, my mercenary days are over. Too many of our war band have fallen, and so we head home to lick our wounds. My story? Well, since you asked, I wanted to retrace the historic journey of the great Kentenram, you know? The first Eorzean to set foot on Tural, almost 80 years ago. The Mummeljaw's leader is said to have welcomed Kentenram with open arms, and sent him home with a bounty of silverware as a token of their friendship. But the real treasure was the crops he brought back. Potatoes, tomatoes, and corn, which spread across Eorzea like wildfire. His grand adventure led to a culinary revolution. The tales say Kentenram returned to Tural several times after that, but his ship vanished during his last recorded voyage, and he was never heard from again. That even a seasoned explorer like him could meet such an end is a testimony to the ocean's peril.
I'd heard Erenville was looking for passage to Tuliyollal, so I managed to squeeze his party aboard one of our chartered vessels. As fortune would have it, we had just scheduled an expedition to Tural.
Nice. An adventurer, I presume. I'm a merchant myself, based in Ul'dah. Specialty imports and exports, Eorzean and Turali both. If this is your first crossing the salt, as they say, do remember that the social mores of Eorzea are not necessarily the same as those over yonder. Consider this. It is not uncommon for the various races to be referred to instead by the names of certain clans. For the Makote, the Het Saro. The Hrothgar, the Zibral. Not because every member of a given clan is of the same race, mind, but because many individuals of said race are associated with a clan. A fair assumption, in certain cases, but take care not to give offense. I'm told this vessel has been equipped with a barrier generator to protect it from storms. A reassuring thought, though I nevertheless pray there will be no need for it. Did you want to make a wager? We're taking bets on who'll be sat next in the Dawn Servant's shiny chair. There are 4 claimants in the Rite of Succession, your young Wook Lamat being one of them, of course. But from what a Mummeljaw's bloke was telling us, the other 3 are all strong contenders. Not too many keen to risk their coin on the 3rd promise. Wait, I recognize you! You're the champion of Eorzea! If the 3rd promise has you on her side, then that shifts the odds a fair bit. I might have to change my bet. Oh, goodness. Oh, good, I can still walk back to Old Charlian if I want to. Good to know. I look forward to a long soak in the hot springs of Urkopacha, and no complaints when I dance the bathing dance. Some parts of Tural are said to be so remote that not even Kentenram made it to them. If I could explore those places, then perhaps I'll become even more famous than him. The goods I'm bringing over on this ship are a rare sight to the Turali, so I expect to make a decent profit. The local merchants are an agreeable folk. Did you learn anything of interest? Yeah, people aren't betting on Wook Lamat. Oh, I hadn't heard about the clan names. We should have Wook Lamat and Erenville teach us the ones we should know. Actually, it's getting a little chilly up here on deck. Let's all gather in the cabin.
We're in for a proper storm, it seems.
How's your stomach? Any better?
I don't know what you mean. I don't get seasick.
Aww.
I'm just feeling a little nauseous is all.
Isn't that what seasickness is?
Erenville, you were born in Tural, yes? Do many Viera live there?
The Shatona, as my people are called, have settlements mainly in the north, in Tural.
And your family?
I know nothing of my father, not even his name. As for my mother,
Oh! Erenville family important. Erenville, you will be my favorite character this expansion.
We're in the teeth of it now, lads! Reef that sail before the mast snaps!
Oh dear.
Only elves have watch! This wind's too strong to take in yourself! Man falling off the mast! We need help! Get him below decks first! Quickly! Before he's washed overboard!
Come, we should lend what aid we can.
I hope that wasn't that Elizin who was down on his luck. That would make me very upset. No, that's him right there. Never mind.
I have not seen the ocean rage with such fury before or since. The heaving waves tossed our ship about like a toy, sending sailors tumbling. The dauntless Alizé, quick to the rescue, was almost lost to the sea herself. Meanwhile, our champion rushed to deploy the vessel's magical defenses, and thereby shield us from the lightning.
It's my Leviathan experience.
What an extraordinary life she must lead to be able to operate such a device with practiced ease.
You have no idea how much I've done Leviathan in Trial Roulette.
Vuklamat, too, threw herself into the rescue efforts, though one might have mistaken her for another soul in distress. By the time the unruly seas had calmed, our strength was all but spent, and we had yet to even glimpse the shores of Tural. In retrospect, of course, that battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
Morning. Joining us for some fresh air? Seems my belly has settled along with the weather, but I'll feel much better once we're on solid ground. Ugh. Can't be much farther now, can it?
Seabirds.
Boo for the boobies.
Land must be near. You need only hold out a while longer.
For a dark moment, I thought the ocean might swallow us. Glad to have my pessimism proven wrong.
In other good news, I examined the sailor who took a fall, and he's faring well. I'm sure he'll make a full recovery.
Yay.
Good news indeed. If all's well, then we needn't delay in launching the landing boat. Ships have to lower anchors some way from shore. Too close, and they risk having their underbellies ripped open by the reefs that crowd Tuliyollal's coasts. Come.
Thanks for bringing us all this way.
Ha! We only did what we were paid to do. Couldn't hardly set you adrift halfway.
Okay, thank you.
If anything, it should be us thanking you for helping us through that beast of a storm.
Okay, you're welcome.
As a matter of fact, everyone's starting to fancy your chances in the contest. At this rate, we won't be able to lay wagers no more.
Then I better not let you down. Easy, stomach. Easy.
We're the last to board. If there's nothing left to say, then let's shove off, shall we?
Oh, hell yeah. I love a good Final Fantasy theme mix. Let's go.
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
There, look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
At last, we are come to the land you call the New World. To my home, Tural.
All right. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to my trail. Welcome to my trail, everybody. Ooh. Ooh. Hello? Oh, hell yeah.
Gods, I've seen cities with an impressive mix of cultures, but this is something else.
Is that a... No. I've never seen Vanu feathers in that color before.
You'll find much here you never knew existed. There may be a sea route now, but visitors to Tuliyollal are still few and far between. And as we don't build seafaring ships, only a handful of Turali ever venture abroad.
Mamulja sellswords mostly. Those willing to play the fool sail with Lominsan merchants to secure employment in Eorzea.
I suppose that makes us a rare sight in your country.
Rare and currently undocumented. Were there some forms we should fill out or...
Forms? Did you forget who you're traveling with?
You are outsiders? Visitors to Tural?
We are.
Our nation is soon to hold a Rite of Succession to choose its next Dawn servant. We will not abide interference from foreign agents seeking to foment trouble. What brings you to Tuliyollal?
I can answer that. These fine people are allies in my succession bid.
Third promise. If you vouch for them, then all is well.
Please, accept our apologies.
No need to bow and scrape. That our soldiers are so diligent in their duties fills me with pride.
We'll be continuing our patrol then.
Well, well. You really are a figure of authority here.
Are you suggesting I don't look the part?
Aw.
Anyway, first things first. I bid you welcome to Tuliyollal.
So, I kept myself mostly pretty blind on the media tour stuff. The only things I looked at were the job changes. I didn't look at any of the dungeons or dungeon, and I didn't listen to any of the new music. And oh my god, I am so glad I didn't. Like, coming in here like this, it hits so good. I love this. I love this. Now, I always try to be careful. Yeah, like that. Like, I try to be careful to talk to all of the NPCs before I talk to the next quest NPC. But it's taking them a minute to load in because there's so many people. According to Erenville, the Vanu I thought I saw belongs to a clan known as the Hanu Hanu. Oh, hi, miss. Miss, I'm trying to talk to Elfino, thank you. It seems they share more than a physical resemblance. What an amazing city! As lively as Ul'dah and even more colorful. I think I saw Wuklamat. Yeah, she's right there. Oh, it's so nice to feel that familiar breeze again. I wasn't sure my stomach would make it. Your accessories are so shiny now. Mamma mia. And is Kryl somewhere in this sea of people? There she is. I wonder what kind of trouble those soldiers are expecting. Well, despite the storm's efforts to the contrary, we are here, safe and sound. You have arrived in Tuliyollal. You can return to the city at any time by speaking with the swarthy sailor in Scholar's Harbor in Old Charlian. Yay!
isn't the players supposed to disappear around the NPC? They are a little bit, but like this guy is right in my face. I would ask if the journey tired you, but I'm sure you've endured far worse. Right then, first things first. Still a bit queasy. No more boats for a while. I realize we've just arrived, but we should get you familiar with the city before the Rite of Succession begins. No arguments here. I should very much like to explore. Then I'll guide you. Are you sure you're in any condition to do so? Aha! We were wondering who these strange folk were. So the third promise has found herself some new followers then. Followers? Oh no! Uklamat, are you unwell? No, not at all. Couldn't be better. The third promise does not get seasick, no sir. As for my hand-picked entourage here, I've recruited them to help me win the Rite of Succession. I was about to show them around the city, in fact. That sounds lovely. But a group of foreigners is going to attract attention, especially if they're in the company of the third promise. Everyone will be curious. We certainly were. Your siblings have a tendency to, command a respectful distance. But you're just so easy to approach. And I enjoy it so much when you do. Please, don't ever worry that you're a bother to me. You're very kind. Good day to you, third promise. They did have a point. Uklamat is technically royalty here. Like it or not, a person of her station surrounded by this many outsiders is bound to draw a crowd. Wait, what do you mean technically? I suggest we move in 2 groups so as to attract less attention. Just technically ignoring me then? Mana, you and Kral can come with me. I'll take the twins then. We'll get in touch once we've had a good look around. That voyage was hard on all of us, so take it slow and recuperate. We have time enough for that. Enjoy your wanderings. Perhaps we should wait a bit, at least until Wuklamat's nausea subsides. No need for that. Look, I'm ready to go. Ugh. Oh no. Tuliyollal isn't going anywhere. Let's give Wuklamat a little more time. I'm fine now, really. Can't stand around all day feeling sorry for myself, what with the contest looming and all. Now then, seeing as we're already here, I might as well tell you about the harbor. Erenville already mentioned the reefs in our coastal waters, which explains why you don't see any big ships moored at the docks. Only vessels with shallow drafts can navigate the bay, mostly small fishing boats or barges ferrying cargo up and down the rivers from inland settlements. Much of the incoming traffic is from Tural, the southern landmass. The clans there produce various goods for export. Their wares are unloaded here and carted off to the merchant stalls in the neighboring markets. Speaking of which, Bayside Bevy should be our next stop. Wuklamat and Kral are now accompanying you. Keep them at your side in order to proceed with the quest's objectives. You can leave your quest companions behind by entering a different area or by speaking with them and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have your companions join you again, return and speak with them at the original location. It's this again. You remember this from Endwalker? We're doing it again. Okay, I messed with my settings a little bit, but
I have a feeling, especially at the start of this expansion where every single location is going to be incredibly busy, I have a feeling I'm going to be struggling with my PC a little bit. Now, I did upgrade my PC a little bit, but I still could have a better CPU. This is Bayside Bevy, Tuliyollal's largest marketplace. Being right on the harbor, everything from fresh fish to imported wares go directly to the shelves. Anything you want, they most likely have. Oh, it's daytime now, by the way, Warrior of Light. Oh right, I should mention that here in Tuliyollal, we buy things with Pel, a currency that the Pelu Pelu created. But don't worry, more and more trade is coming in from Eorzea, so most shops are happy to accept your gil. There is also Wakameki Meki, another market to the east of here, but that can wait for another time. I have other places I want to show you first. Next, we'll head back a bit, then northwards up the stairs to a certain plaza. I can't wait to see the look on your faces. I forgot to talk to Kryle. 'Tis reassuring to know we can use our gil for shopping here. As long as you remember it was invented by the Pelu Pelu, you'll never forget what our currency is called. Market board located. Hunt board located! Gimme that right now! Hey, so I am an avid hunter. I have been an avid hunter since Shadowbringers. And I simply, now that I have seen this hunt board, I need to check what the hunt mount is this time. Now, in Endwalker, I did the same thing. I looked at the hunt board to check the mount, and I saw, like, Canis something, which to me indicated, oh, the mount is a dog. So in my head, I got the idea that the hunt mount was a wolf, but it ended up being, this. It ended up being this. So I felt pretty let down by the Endwalker hunt mount. I'm going to do the same. Now, I haven't looked at any data mined stuff, so this will be my very first impression. I'm going to do the same and look at the hunt achievements for Dawntrail and see what our hunt mount is called this time. Okay, so getting the 2000 A ranks gives me Of the Bright Plume. The 1000 S ranks gives me Winged Death. And the mount is Uller Horn. This heavy horn emits a dulcet tone that summons Uller, the dragon with a dragon! Oh! Oh! A dragon? Oh, we're getting a dragon this time. Okay. Okay, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. These are going on the watch list. Oh baby, it's time to become a hunter once again. My currency icon is broke. Kinda concerning. Oh yeah, the 2 die channels. Let's see if I can use the 2 die channels on this current glam. No. Unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, it looks like this gun does not have the 2 die channels. This is so sad. But this one does. Oh. What do you think of that, eh? Goodness me, you have Aetherites in Tuliyollal. I think I told you before, but my brother, Koana, spent 3 years studying in Sharlayan. He fell in love with the nation and its ways, and brought back to us the knowledge of Aetherite construction. Papa warmed to the idea at once. Had one built immediately. Did you do the attuning thing? If you're ready to continue, we'll head down again and then up the slope to the side. Right at the top is the gate, which leads to Tural. Let's make a stop at Bright Bloom Post on the way, though. That's the headquarters for the Landsguard. You are now my home point. Goodbye, Radzahan. Thank goodness for Aetherites. Though I don't share Wuklamat's dislike of ships, I'm not especially eager to make that voyage again. Trudging up and down all these slopes and stairs is exhausting. I understand now where Luke Lamont gets her endless endurance.
We have a lot of narrow, winding streets that crawl up the sides of the mountain. As you can see, though, the builders made sure the city's main thoroughfares were wide enough to accommodate wagons. Make sure to attune to the Aetheryte. I don't fully understand how it works, but I do know you'll regret it if you forget it. Oh, damn. Look at this place. Here we are, Right Bloompost. The soldiers stationed here are responsible for defending Tuliyollal and preserving the peace. The Landsguard are led by our nation's strongest warrior, and so naturally, Papa has commanded them since the beginning. At least until 3 years ago, when Tural Ja Ja took over as commander. The title is no empty honor. It means the first promise is considered equal to the Dawn Servant in martial strength. Meanwhile, I haven't even managed to... Well, I'll discuss my brothers and their accomplishments later. Alphino and Alice should be around to hear it too. Come on, it's time I showed you the Sky Gate. It's right at the northern end of Talon March. If I'm to succeed Papa, then it's my brothers I need to surpass first. Massive, isn't it? And on the other side is an equally massive bridge to match. Both were constructed by a race of giants, the Yakhoi. Strictly speaking, Tural is actually two separate continents. Tural, the southern lands of the mother, and Tural, the northern lands of the father, which lie beyond the bridge. Legends say it used to be one great landmass, but long, long ago, the two gods fought a titanic battle, and when one threw the other to the ground, the impact was so devastating as to split the continent in twain. A familiar-sounding tale. I am put in mind of the conflict between Hydaelyn and Zodiark. But getting back to Tural, those lands are also part of Tuliyollal's nations, correct? That's right. Isn't my father incredible? He united the peoples of 2 continents into a single nation. The many clans of Tural have been at war for generations. It was only when Papa traveled the lands and put a stop to their myriad conflicts that we finally had peace. And that's the main reason I want to win the throne, so I can preserve the peace he built. But I see you're more interested in what's behind the gate than hearing about my aspirations. Crossing the bridge to Tural requires a special travel pass. Unfortunately, they won't issue any new permits until the Rite of Succession is over. You have to finish the first half of Dawntrail first, Mana Scarlet. I promise to get you one when I'm Dawn Servant, but until then, you'll just have to wait. This is pretty much exactly what I expected, that this story is going to be 2 parts. And part 1 is going to be this Rite of Succession, and part 2 is going to be whatever the hell is going on in Northern Tural. Part 1 is going to be the Rite of Succession, and part 2 is going to be Final Fantasy IX. No, I wish we could go there right now. I want to go there. There's Final Fantasy IX over there. Be patient. I swear that once the throne is mine, that travel permit is yours. Yippee! I can't wait to play Final Fantasy IX Remake. Tired from all this walking? Take a moment to rest and we'll continue the tour. We must have covered half the city by now. Tuliyollal is unlike any other place I've visited. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. Creation stories are often rooted in true events. Given the similarities, could it be that Tural's legend was inspired by Hydaelyn's clash with Zodiark? Much to think about. Hydaelyn and Zodiark will never end. We'll head west next, toward the Arc of the Dawn. The dirigible landing is on the way. You have dirigibles too? Tuliyollal certainly doesn't want for methods of travel. We get by. Now, if you've seen enough of this area, let me know and we'll continue on. The Arc of the Dawn is on the other side of the city, so speak up if you see something that interests you as we walk. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not going to explain why, but I'm gonna tell you right now,
I am actually going to go insane with how many times I'm going to have to read and hear the word dawn during this expansion. And I will not tell you why, but just I want you to know I am gonna go insane. When you watch this video, when you play this expansion, you see a character say dawn, you hear a character say dawn, know that I, Mana Scarlet, have gone insane in that moment. I know when I posted my FanFest videos, I had a really big reaction to the announcement of the name of this expansion as Dawntrail, and it confused a lot of people. But I had a big reaction for a reason. But I will leave that reason as a mystery to you, dear viewer. I hope you aren't too tired. Tuliyollal still has plenty of sights to see. I'm still struggling to conceive how one could construct an entire city on the side of a mountain. This was originally the site of Yakui Temple. The giants built it when they were first making the bridge of Tural to appease the god who slumbers in the great ocean trench. After the Yakui withdrew, the temple stood empty for centuries. So when Papa was establishing his new nation, he saw a structure he could refurbish into a palace, sitting practically in the center of Tural. He gathered artisans to do the work, and the houses they built for themselves became the foundation of the city you see today. Speaking of houses, we'll be passing through the Resplendent Quarter, the biggest residential district in Tuliyollal. We climb these sets of stairs here, all the way up. So this was once a place of worship. The Yakui seem a fascinating people, but I've not seen any in the city. I wonder when we'll have the chance to meet them. The stairs leading up to the peak can get pretty steep. Careful you don't fall. I've been one step away from death more than a few times. Oh boy. Papa's palace is called Volok Shunsa, which roughly translates to invincible resilience. You probably want to take a closer look, but we'll be coming back here later. Let's move on for now. The sheer scale of this place is incredible. I wonder what that carving at the top represents. So this is the Resplendent Quarter. What manner of people live here? Oh, we have residents from the Yoktural clans. From all the Yoktural clans. Mamuja, Zibral, Pelu, Moblin, Hanu. We also have Tonawata, Hitsaro, and Shitona, who moved south from their ancestral lands in Tural. In essence, it's a gathering of people from every corner of Tural. A true representation of Tuliyollal's diverse character. The adornments on each building contribute to the eclectic culture aesthetic. It's all so beautiful. I'm glad you think so. Come, we continue down the stairs. One need only look at the children playing for a sense of how peaceful things must be here. You might hear the Hyo in Tural referred to as Tonawata, one of our major clans. As for Erenville, he belongs to a Vera clan known as the Shitona. Oh, so I know that's not really exactly what you said, but I'm a Tonawata in a way. Not really, but in a way. I know I'm not a part of their clan, but that's what the heroes are gonna be called here. I see. That big drum there is called the Dawn Herald. They play it for formal occasions, like when honoring the Landsguard's return from a dangerous duty. I tried hitting it with my axe once and ripped the skin. Earned me a proper scolding, let me tell you. I think that was the time Papa held me upside down by the ankle. I've never seen such an enormous drum. What would one even use to beat such an instrument? Alpaca keep. Let's go. Welcome. If it's an alpaca you need, then look no further. Before we get you saddled up, I'll need to add your name to our register. It'll make things smoother the next time you need a ride. Yay, alpaca porter. I'm so excited to ride an alpaca. Yippee! I wonder if they even have Chocobo here. And here are our dirigibles. Not bad, eh? I hear other nations use airships to sail the skies, but you only find balloons in Tuliyollal. We have them for the exact same reason as the Etherites. Koana brought back the plans from Charlian, and Papa thought them fantastic and commissioned their construction.
This was around 3 years ago. Since that time, we've added flights to other settlements. Trade with frontier communities has never been easier. But that's enough about dirigibles. The Arc of the Dawn awaits. Balloons are all well and good, but flying through the air is not for me. It's not that I'm afraid, of course, it just seems unnatural. Hearing about dirigibles reminds me of the Exal and their flying vessels. But whereas their design uses several bladders, it seems the Turali craft rely on one large envelope to lift them into the air. By the way, while I'm here on the first part of Dawntrail, I want to talk about some of my expectations and hopes for this expansion. Now, Endwalker ended up being the Final Fantasy IV expansion to an extreme degree. It was fine in 6.0, less so in the patches. It really, really went off the deep end with the Final Fantasy IV references in the patches. And I love Final Fantasy IV, but even I got really tired of it. Now, they're implying that Dawntrail is going to be a Final Fantasy IX expansion, but I do not believe it will be to the same scale as Endwalker was a Final Fantasy IV expansion. I'm expecting Final Fantasy IX things, hence the Zidane minion joining us on our adventure, but I'm not expecting it to just blatantly copy Final Fantasy IX like Endwalker did with 4. As for my expectations or my hopes for this, to be honest, I just want a fun little adventure. I don't need anything extreme. I will be very disappointed if this ends up being another end of the world thing. I'm gonna be honest. And yeah, I just hope for something nice and fun. I'm not really expecting too much, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that I'm ready for this expansion to throw whatever it wants at me. I just want to have fun, I want to have a good time, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. And yeah, I hope it's nice, good fun. This is it, the Arc of the Dawn. When the Giants were still here, it was known as the Tural Land Gate. But when Papa founded Tuliyollal, everyone began using its preset name in honor of his great achievement. Through this gate is the Kozumuaka, the wetlands south of the city. Depending on what the Rite of Succession asks of us, we might end up going in that direction. Kozumuaka. The name alone is intriguing. Speaking of which, what were those fluffy animals we passed earlier? Oh, Kral, they're the best thing you have ever seen. These fluffy creatures are gonna change your world. Ah, those are alpacas. Fearsome four-legged fiends. Oh no! Fearsome. They seem quite placid to me. You'll learn soon enough, Kral. You'll learn soon enough. What happens, Wooclamat? But forget the alpacas. I have something far more important to show you. Come along. Is Kral here in the sea of people? Anyone seen Kral in the chat? I know Wooclamat's here, but is Kral here? Any Krals in the chat? I'm gonna assume she isn't here, which would be kind of strange. But if I talk to Wooclamat and she suddenly spawns in, I will be very cross. If you wish to learn the history of Tuliyollal, then look no further. Ow, she's all the way over there! See? I knew this would happen! Kral, where have you been? These stone pillars, you mean? No, I'm gonna get your dialogue. I'm gonna get your dialogue. Are these pillars what Wooclamat wanted to show us? Yep, it was worth it. It was worth it for that dialogue, baby. This spot's captured Kral's attention. What is special about these pillars, if I may ask? At a glance, they might look like ordinary stone decorations. But if you take a really good look, you'll see there's something much more interesting. I suppose we ought to do as Wooclamat suggests.
I would love to if she were real. I hope to get your quest someday with Lamont. I think it'd be cool. Is there like a destination point somewhere under these people? Cause like, yeah, would you look at that? Jesus. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Oh boy, it's one of these. Oh boy, it's one of these. Pictures? Wait, no, these are glyphs. They seem to tell a series of stories, many of them featuring a two-headed Bakool Ja Ja. Oh, then this must be... That's right. It follows the exploits of my father, Bakool Ja Ja, and his journey to unite our lands. We call it the Tuliyollal Saga. The deeds he performed and the bonds he forged, all immortalized in stone. There's no better way to learn how Tuliyollal came to be. Study them as long as you like. This pillar tells of the Lay of the Brotherhood. It depicts a scene where Papa granted an audience to the foreign explorer something. I can never remember the name. You mean Ketenram? Ah, that's the one! Ketenram's arrival in Tural is what prompted Papa to embark on his own journey. It's said the two grew to be close friends, brothers in spirit, if not in blood. But no one knows what became of the explorer in later years. Ketenram's disappearance is a mystery in Eorzea as well. The records say he traveled between our lands and yours for a while, but then it's assumed he was lost at sea. We're gonna find out what happened to him in this expansion. Just you wait. Something bad happened to him. Here we have the Lay of the Reeds. This is the story of when Papa visited the Hanu in their village in Kuzumuwaka. Ah, the people Alphino almost mistook for Vanu, if not for the colorful plumage. He spent a fair bit of time along the Vanu in the Sea of Clouds, so it's no surprise he took an interest in your countrymen. I don't know how it is with your Vanu, but our Hanu are a bright and cheerful sort. They hold this one festival every year. Very famous and a lot of fun. The 4 stones closest to us cover the first half of Papa's travels. Let's start with those. Well, I already looked at those. Oh, you mean these as well? Okay. This one recounts the lay of her past. As you can probably tell, the figure depicted here is one of the Zabral, like me. For decades, the Zabral and the Bakool Ja were at war for control of the forest of Yak't'el. The actions Papa took to end that conflict have since been hailed as the first steps in the founding of Tuliyollal. There is a clan of Hrothgar in Bosnia known as Hellions. In their society, the women rule as queens and the men serve as devoted subjects. Yet here in Tural, the Zabral men and women appear to be of equal status. How dramatically culture can vary with location. Let's see. This one is the Lay of Pods, which depicts the moblins of Kuzumuwaka. They might wear odd masks and sound weirdly muffled when they talk, but the gold and silver work they sell is the best you'll find anywhere. Moblin goods are the standard when it comes to gift giving. Clearly the Vanu aren't the only people with distant Turali counterparts. If you're done with the first half, we can move on to the second. The Lay of Gold. This pillar shows one of the Pelu Pelu, whose homeland is in Urkopakcha. Having created our currency, the Pelu are rightfully known as the Merchant Clan. They oversee Tuliyollal's markets, and their traveling peddlers are a common sight no matter where you go in Tural. Don't let their size fool you. They might be mistaken as children, but beneath those beaked masks, they are clever and calculating traders. Nothing to say, Kral? Nothing to say about how you're also small? Oh, this one is my favorite. The Lay of Ice. It depicts the battle with the legendary Tural, Vidral, Valigamanda. I should explain. A Tural Vidral is a creature that has lived far beyond its usual lifespan and awakened to preternatural power. Tataru described the Far Eastern auspices in a similar fashion. Could this be the same phenomenon? Valigamanda itself was dubbed the Sky Ruin, a name earned for the destruction and terror it visited upon Tural every time it stirred from its slumber. But 80 years or so ago, its ruinous reign was brought to an end. After a great struggle, Papa and his comrades managed to overcome the raging Vidral and sealed it away in the Urkopacha Mountains. Despite its reputation, however, Valigamanda is also a symbol of power. That's why you'll see its likeness in Tuliyollal's national anthem and the adorning banners at the palace. The Lay of Pruth. That big fellow is of the Yokoi, the largest of Tural's peoples. These giants once used their great size and strength to establish a dominion encompassing all of Yok Tural. Having brought the southern reaches to heel, they then turned northwards, setting their sights on the Zak Tural. You'll recall that massive bridge they built beyond the Sky Gate. Sometime after launching their northern campaign, however, they just gave up. They abandoned the lands they'd conquered and withdrew into the mountains of Urkopacha. I've never even seen any of their kind so much as set foot in the city. This was a people with the power and resourcefulness to raise a temple on a mountaintop and build a bridge across the sea with stone. What would move them to renounce their ambitions and their place in Turali history? Oh, this one is unmarked. Papa says he left a blank pillow for the next chapter of Tuliyollal's history, whatever that might be. How'd you feel of history then? Yes, thank you. Glad to hear it. You know, I feel awfully hungry all of a sudden. No surprises there, seeing I couldn't keep anything down for a while. But now I think I'm ready to eat again. So let's go and have ourselves a bite of a local delicacy. Come, I'll take you to the best restaurant in the city. I like the sound of that. You know, thinking about it, I don't think I know what I expect from this expansion. Now, I don't want what I'm saying to be taken as complaints, because I'm not complaining. I'm just kind of unsure what to expect. I think it's gonna have a very different vibe from basically any expansion so far. And I think that's a good thing. But I don't know what that means. But we'll find out together. Have you ever had tacos? They're a Tuliyollal classic. You bake a crunchy shell made from corn flour and fill it with meat and salad. A lot of shops and stalls sell them, but I like how they're made here at Zibalya Tia best. And I need one right in front of me, right now. Let's head downstairs and place an order with old Brook Evu. I'm also going to apologize in advance. I am, one, going to struggle pronouncing some of these names, and two, going to struggle remembering some of these names just because I am bad at remembering names. So I apologize in advance. This is the girl who, like, kept calling Meteon, like, Meteorian for, like, weeks. So, yeah.
Brook Evo! My companions must sample your heavenly tacos. One for each of us, please.
Right away, promise. And I'll pack them tight with my choicest feelings. Only the best for you and your friends.
Did you hear the Silver Scales are back? Seems their overseas foray ended in disaster. More than half their warband is missing, including their leader.
Aye. And now keen to rebuild their broken reputations, the survivors seek the Golden City. A fool's errand. How many hopefuls have disappeared in search of that fable? They should count their lucky stars they came home alive at all.
The legend of the Golden City is well known here, I take it.
It is, but as no one's ever seen it, many question if there is any truth to the tale. Like our skeptical Erinville.
I can't imagine the Dawn Servant would request a formal survey for a place that doesn't exist.
Now to find a spot with a pleasant view to enjoy our crunchy spoils.
Well, of course, Wicklamat, of course I have, of course, Wicklamat, let's have a nice view in the game's, foggy weather that it has decided to spawn on top of us this lovely evening. Of course. But let the game keep up its streak of, like, bad weather and cutscenes.
Oh!
The tacos!
Oh!
Oh, is this your brother?
If it isn't the third promise.
Oh! No.
I don't know these ones. New salt.
Dredge from foreign waters is my guess, brother.
Of course, that's it. Wooklamat is so afraid of the coming contest that she went crying for special help.
Was there something you wanted, Bakool Ja Ja?
The third promise remembers us! Such an honor.
Glory on your name, brother.
And on yours, brother.
I know my rivals for the throne. Nothing more.
Another child of the Dawn Servant?
No, this brute.
We have no ties to their farce of a family.
Oh?
Unlike the sneeveling housecut, we are blessed siblings, the elevated chosen. We alone are fit to succeed Bakool Ja Ja as Dawn Servant.
All peoples are equal in Tuliyollal. Your heritage gives you no greater claim to the throne.
Ha! Shall we test that idea here and now? See if your strength is equal to ours.
None of this has any bearing on the Rite of Succession, correct? Best not waste your energies on pointless scuffles.
The kitten comes to the house cat's defense. Pathetic. Since when was our nation overrun by mewling weaklings?
Listen to me, you.
A two-headed Mamulja. I knew of them, but that's the first I've seen in the flesh.
Some get it into their twin heads that they're destined to follow in my father's footsteps. So they travel to distant lands to hone their battlecraft. Those are likely the ones you've heard about.
Are there other two-headed claimants?
No, just Bakool Ja Ja. Even in Tural, his kind are far from common. The Mamulja people largely belong to one of three clans. The Hubigo, the Bunewa, and the Dopro. Every once in a great while, a two-headed offspring is born from a union between the brown-scaled Hubigo and the blue-scaled Bunewa. The child grows to possess immense strength, both physical and magical.
Blessed siblings indeed.
Forget them. Let's go and buy more tacos. I can think of nothing better to rid me of this bad taste in my mouth.
I knew a guy who liked tacos once.
Enjoying your tour of the city, I trust. We've seen our share of notable sights and took a moment to rest. As such, we're ready to present ourselves at the palace for the Rite of Succession. Shall we meet you there?
The palace it is. I'll let Wuklamart know. Destiny calls. Perhaps we can return for more tacos later?
So it goes.
Damn. This is so sad. Brook Ivu's lovingly made tacos went to waste. And it's all that brutish Bakool Ja Ja's fault. I was looking forward to trying some authentic Tuliyollal cuisine, but we should hurry and join Alphino and the others at their place. We should hurry and join Alphino and the others at the palace. Alright, it's a bit of a climb to the top, but you can head up from the resplendent quarter, or even to the eastern side of Talon March if you prefer. Now that you have an idea of how the city's laid out, I'll let you find your own way to Valakshunsa. Ah, my poor empty belly. You made it. Good, then we're all here. I'm still hungry enough to eat a whole roasted colibri, but the contest won't wait for us forever. Oh, I could ask Namika to cook me something afterwards. Upon speaking to Erenville, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Oh boy, here we go. I've acquainted the twins with the city as best I could in a short time. Their unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult. Invariably, something would catch their eye, spurring them to run down an alley to investigate. It was like herding a pair of unruly squirrels. I understand all too well. Charlian had the same effect on me. Right then, now it's time we saw the inside of the palace. Papa will want to know I'm home and to meet the allies I've chosen. Given how impulsive he is, though, there's no telling what we might be in for. Oh, is there a fight? Ah! Stop! Stop right there, criminal scum! Ah! I'm sick of this guy! Go away! Go away! Go away! Oh, you've got to be kidding me right now. You've got to be fucking kidding me right now! Ah!
Estinian? When did he get here?
What do you mean Estinian is the stand-in for the Warrior of Light in this...
What's the point? Why is he here?
Oh, you know this man? Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunpurge to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
So the one Estinian is crossing blades with.
We're already doing this. It's already with the Estinian shit. I'm too weak. No, don't smile at him. Stop. It's too early for me to handle Estinian.
That will do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter. Know that you are the strongest I fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
Oh, his armor is so shiny right now.
If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that woman there.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Hi.
I see you, warrior.
We had no idea you meant to visit Tural.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his travel plans.
You witnessed our bout. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
I'm not sure I understand.
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Lamachi. A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
Oh. When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solonash.
It's Erenville now, Dawn Servant.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
I took the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then.
There it is. This is my favorite character of this expansion, Erenville. Is Estinian on our team now? Go away.
And these others? I assume are Lamati's recruited allies. Ha! Old-tempered still. Yet as much as I'd enjoy testing their metal, the hour of the right is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once.
Then I shall leave you to it.
Yes, leave! Leave! Listen, I need to say something while we're here. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's been the patch drought, but I have become especially weak for Estinian recently. I am very, very fragile when it comes to Estinian right now. I need him to leave. I need him to leave for my own fragile sake. But his armor is so shiny now, I cannot look away. It's a trap. He's set a trap for me and I'm falling for it and I'm so mad. I am so mad.
Good fortune, my friends.
Leave. Goodbye forever, Estinian. Go away. And then we never saw him in the expansion again. That was the only thing he did in the entire expansion. Hello, Green Cat Boy.
The claimants are assembled. The first promise, Tural Ja Ja. The second promise, Ona. The third promise, Uklamat. And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk, Bakool Ja Ja. You four will compete in the Rite of Succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant. I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away, and it is time I yield my position. But mine is a torch that has never been passed. Tuliyollal is young, and so I look to the always for inspiration. The Rite of Succession, the means by which the Autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest. But the Tuliyollal I built is a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamulja at all. So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well. Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
Yo.
Now you have us to compete against.
So you're not even in the family. Go away.
Though it seems the one head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
Our brother was in shock Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral. Anyone with sense would know he was too busy for games.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself. To triumph in the Rite of Succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Tural and find the City of Gold.
If I may, Father.
Speak, Kona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
I offer us proof, my unbroken word, for I have seen it with my own 4 eyes.
The city's real. All those years.
Damn, he just knew.
This was before the founding of Tuliyollal. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions, and we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City. I mean to have you do the same, but in order to achieve victory proper, you need to break the seal I put in place. Bring them.
Oh.
The Tuliyollal Saga.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth. Earn their keystones by performing the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself, giving you a proper challenge. You may think the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both, but I am yielding our nation's throne. Let me have this final indulgence.
A waste of time. Just name Bakool Ja Ja successor and be done with it.
The Rite of Succession begins now. I'll be watching you progress with great interest. And Clement, remember to collect your tablets before you leave. You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I am Cryle Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my orders some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible, Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf. Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
No, not at this time.
Oh, okay, thanks.
I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. To fulfill your request would afford one of them an unfair advantage in the Rite of Succession. But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
Very well, Dawn Servant. On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your Golden City. Thank you for hearing my petition.
How about that? She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galuf.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Kral is from Tural, isn't she? Kral was born in Tural, wasn't she? Her parents died in Tural, and a Galuf brought her back to Eorzea. That's what happened, isn't it? God damn.
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose. But are you sure you wish to be part of this?
It sounds like fun, honestly.
Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm. Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil. If you are second-guessing your decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend. And there's no telling what awaits us on the long road.
A flashback of super shiny-eyed HD Graha.
But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
I miss you. You're not dead, but I miss you. Yes, I want to see where this journey leads.
So you are committed to your path? I will speak no more of it then. As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere guide, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
Yes, fourth promise.
Here they come!
It's Tural Ja!
I hope to like this guy.
Such a fearsome mien. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliyollal's mightiest warrior.
I am hopeful about this guy. I hope to like him.
First promise, our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please!
Serelja.
Take heart, tiller of the soil. The resilient son, blood heir to the Dawn servant, has heard your pleas.
Soralja, the first promise and commander of the Landscape. Serelja, the palace seer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Soralja is indeed the natural child of Bakool Ja Ja.
And Resilient Son. Is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion. Common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children. Yet Soralja was born all the same, with the head of Resolve's features and the head of Reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
He's a natural swordsman, a gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire. Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists.
Oh. Damn. Well, so much for that. I was kind of hoping the tournament guy was the bad one. Well, okay.
This puts him in direct opposition to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace.
Okay, so he's what? Quiet evil and the other one's loud evil? I was hoping the conquest guy would be the other two-headed evil one, like the cartoon villain.
You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is Soralja, the warmonger.
Prial, are you alright?
What's your echo doing, Prowl?
The echo. It gave me a glimpse into Zoralja's ambitions. Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire. It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
Second promise, you must bring us more marvelous conveniences. More dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier.
The elders, they complain and complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new.
You have our wholehearted support. With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Forgive me, but the Rite of Succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant. If you will excuse me.
Plain spoken, as always.
That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Charlian's own studium.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turali, much less from a royal family.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
In furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliyollal with every bright notion he learned of in Sharlayan. He is the hope of those who prize innovation. As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and banter as only close siblings do.
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser claimants. Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawn servant. That my kind should reign is Bakool Ja Ja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliyollal. I'll brush aside your feeble contenders, and then you'll see who deserves your fealty.
Well said, brother.
The Bakool Ja have finally found peace in Tuliyollal. I pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
The chosen of Mamuk, Bakool Ja Ja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise. His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Bakool Ja are his only supporters.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself. But one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn servant, he will see the Bakool Ja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, Third Promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, the Turali way.
Bakool Ja Ja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Until Tuliyollal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Apologies, it's hard to get away. This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid. She's been like a mother to me my whole life. I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
Aww.
I place our precious third promise into your care.
Did you know Wuklamat was taking part in the Rite of Succession?
Of the Dawn's promise? I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
Compared to the two Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
It's fine. More than anyone. I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Better? Wuklamat. I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling. Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika. Well, we ought to be on our way.
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.
You know, the way they're talking... this seems like the obvious twist, but the way they're talking, they're not even saying, like, all three of the Dawn's Promise or whatever it was. They're saying, of the Dawn's Promise, I didn't know it was anyone besides the, blood brother and Kwana. They're not saying there was only 3 King's children. They're just saying, of the King's children, they didn't know anyone besides those 2. Like, I know this is the obvious twist that everyone in the world has predicted, but Erenville's the 4th promise, like... And I wonder what kind of implications that might have for the story, especially since he has a personal interest in the City of Gold. I don't think he is interested in being the leader of Tuliyollal. I think that's pretty obvious. But I wonder if they're gonna... if they're gonna do an Amaric to him and, like, force him into the, Dawn Servant role against his will. So, Kwana, the 2nd promise, is intent on developing his country by means of Sharlayan innovations. Given his background, I suppose it should come as no surprise. That 2-headed claimant, Bakool Ja Ja, treats everyone around him as lesser beings. No doubt, he'd try to elevate the Mamulja above other races should he become Dawn Servant, not unlike how the Garlean Empire afforded special status to pureblood Garleans. As you just witnessed, Wuklamat has no great army of supporters. Not yet, at least. I know not what drives Zarulja, but it engulfs him like an inferno. Well, so much for the brief reunion I had in mind. Papa is not one to waste time when he decides to act. I'm used to it by now, of course, but others are often caught off guard. In any case, we should talk about how we're going to find the City of Gold. All we have to work with are the 7 tablets and their connection to the Tuliyollal Saga. Might I suggest first comparing the tablets against the pillars? We could check for any discrepancies between them. Good idea! Let's go and take a look. Are you gonna make me, like, point out the differences? Hey, the studium has been added to the Unending Codex. We're still adding stuff to that, huh? You know, they said... didn't they say that they're planning to have a new spot for new players to start, and it's 6.1? Like, didn't they say that? That is a terrible place for new players to start. I know that's when they first gave us the Unending Codex, but, like, I've talked about my issues with the Endwalker patches a million times at this point. We all know. I do like the premise of the story so far. So far, it just seems like a simple little adventure, and I actually genuinely really like that. I actually kind of wanted this for the Endwalker patches when they were promoting, like, newfound adventure. Like, I wanted just a simple little adventure like this. Now, it's Final Fantasy XIV. They love their end-of-the-world conflicts. So I'm not gonna be surprised if, like, oh, whatever's happening in Solution 9 is gonna end the world. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, I suppose. But right now, it seems like a simple little adventure, and I actually really like what we've got so far. I like the premise of following Bakool Ja Ja's journey. That's cute. I love it. That makes everyone. Wuklamat, the tablets, if you would. Of course. Mana Scarlet, spot the difference, please. Everyone has a tablet? Then let's compare them to their respective pillars. Keep an eye out for even the smallest differences. Unless I'm missing something, the glyphs appear to be identical. The only difference being that the tablets have hollows where the keystones are to be fitted. So, now that we've established that the scenes are the same, where do we go from here? The Dawn Servant said we should retrace the path he walked in uniting Tural's peoples, and that we would encounter 7 electors along the way. Then we have the answer here in front of us. Papa's path is all laid out in the Tuliyollal Saga. The events the glyphs portray. Do we know the exact locations where they took place? If one is close, we could go there and search for an elector. That would confirm we're on the right track. Let me think. The Lay of Reeds was in the nearby Hanu settlement. Papa took me there once. It was during festival season, and the whole village was alive with good cheer. There's also the Lay of Gold. That one involved the Pelu village, which is about the same distance from here. Oh boy, we have 2 places we can go. Where do we go first, gamers? Before going anywhere, we should ask around about the road ahead. I heard a lot of talk as we toured the city about that storm we passed through at sea. Apparently, it ravaged Tural several days ago. Since our roads are not as well paved as Eorzea's, they're more susceptible to damage from natural disasters. If we want to avoid wasting time taking a dead-end trail, I suggest we spend a few moments making inquiries. If it's information we need, just leave it to me. I'll bring the information to us. It would be prudent to ensure we've prepared for the journey. I'll guide you to the accommodations I've arranged. Welcome to Baldessian Annex 2. What a comfort to have our lodging sorted in advance. Wuklamat said she would bring information to us. I wonder what she meant by that. That's right. The reservation is under Wuklamat's name. If you don't mind, I'll leave my companions to you. Certainly, sir. I'll go and track down the 3rd promise. Once you've finished organizing your gear, you can meet us outside Xbalyav TA. Again, I am so sorry. I'm going to be pronouncing so many of these wrong. I'm genuinely going to do my best, but I also have no faith in myself. Greetings, visitors to Tuliyollal, and welcome to the Forward Cabins. Whenever you are ready, I will show you to your rooms. Thank you. What does the inn-room look like? Welcome back, madame. Will you be making use of your cabin? Yeah, I'd like to see it. The four-rod cabins were built some years ago to better accommodate our visitors from across the salt. In the early days of Tuliyollal, the guest rooms were little more than rickety boats moored at the pier. They were unpopular with travelers, to say the least, and the steady influx of trading ships necessitated the construction of our more modern facilities. One of Bakool Ja Ja's own companions was himself a visitor from abroad. It is said that he likened the newly built roofs to a line of ship's prows, and the interiors to orderly cabins. Thus have they been named ever since. These days, we pride ourselves on running the finest accommodations in the city. I am confident you shall find everything to your liking. Alright, let's see what the inn-room looks like. Oh! Oh, this is very nice. Ooh. Oh, I have a little beach. Are you kidding me? Okay, this is like the nicest inn-room in the entire game already. Like a little beach side. I can look at the ocean. This is the best one. This is the best one. Also, hey, I kind of wanna see what some of these cutscenes look like with the new graphics, like the old cutscenes. Like, sorry, I'm gonna humor myself a little bit. See what these old ancient cutscenes look like.
Thus
Whoa.
reads the sailor's requiem, carved into yonder stone.
Y'shtola's eyes are so pretty! Ah! I am so lucky that the very first cutscene in my unending journey is a Y'shtola cutscene. But obviously, we want to look at Shadowbringers. We want to look at, if it were so easy, I would like to look at one with, like, Graha, but, like, the Graha ones that I want to look at are, like, a million years long. I want to see how the Crystal Exarch's pixels look here. Damn, Crystal Tower! Show me the Crystal Exarch's pixels! Jesus, Crystal Tower! Oh my god! Alright, let's see those pixels! Let's see those pixels, bud.
Not here either. We must keep climbing.
Oh, those are still pixels! Ah! I miss you, Crystal Exarch. I miss you so freaking much. I'm so fucked up. I just want him back. I'm sorry for that small detour. I had to know what some of these old cutscenes looked like. I'm sure I'll be very eager to just look at like all the major ones someday, but we simply must continue Dawntrail. This is kind of weird, maybe. But I'm kind of having a little bit of a disconnect in the game right now because of the graphics update. It's noticeably really different, and it's I don't know how to explain it. I'm not saying it looks bad. That's not at all what I'm saying. But right now my brain is struggling to realize I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV. It's weird. Hey, let's await my companions and embark on the Rite of Succession. I'm also gonna confess I don't know how to feel right now. Like, just kind of in general, I just kind of feel like I'm here right now. Trust you will be the keenest to head out, Mana. But where are Erenville and Wuklamot, I wonder? Oh, I wonder if Erenville's gonna get a new outfit. Nope. Oh, good. You're all here. Who might your companions be? Seeing as we needed information, I thought who better to get it from than the locals. These two hail from the villages we were thinking to visit. Come with me if you want to go to the Pelu Pelu, and go with Erenville if you want to see the Hanu Hanu. Probably something like that. I give you credit for taking initiative, at least. What do you mean, at least? I am honored that the third promise would seek my advice.
I, too, am happy to answer your questions. Any encounter might be an opportunity to do business.
Thank you both for your help. Before we begin, there will doubtless be other occasions when we need to act independently. So I brought these for the two of you. Have you ever heard of a cell phone? I mean a link pearl. A tombstone. Enjoy your first link pearl, Luke Lamont. Aaronville, I know you've used these before. What's this? 'Tis called a link pearl, a gemstone harvested from a special shell. When linked together, they allow people to communicate across great distances. Is that so? What a handy thing to have! It'll be very useful on our travels. Speaking of which, I should get back to introducing my two new friends here.
What a stroke of luck to forge this connection to the palace. May it be the beginning of a profitable partnership.
Please ask us anything. I'll gladly tell you what I know.
Even up close, the Hanu are remarkably similar to the Vanu. Aside from those brilliant feathers, of course.
Who should we speak to first, do you think? Is there a reason the Pelu Pelu all wear those masks? Wuklamont may not be as experienced or accomplished as her brothers, but she has an affinity for the people. For her, finding those willing to cooperate is as simple as asking. The Tuliyollal Saga features a member of Tural's clans. Two of those, the Hanu Hanu and the Pelu Pelu, have settlements relatively close to the city, so I brought a representative of each. As I mentioned before, the Hanu are a cheerful people who love their festivals. They make their appearance in the Lay of Reeds, and their home village, Okanu, is located in Kazumauka. The other smaller fellow is one of the Pelu, a clan of business-minded folk from Urkopacha. They appear in the Lay of Gold and craft all kinds of marvelous goods, and Wakunpelo, their village. Now, as for deciding which village to visit first, why don't you put that adventurous instinct of yours to work for us, Mana? Pick our destination! Yay, upon completing this quest, the main scenario will branch into 2 quest paths! Bet you've never seen this before. Accepting the quest from the helpful Anu will temporarily prevent you from accepting the quest from the approachable Pelu, and vice versa. The second quest path will become available. It's like I'm playing New Game Plus. So normally they can let you take both quests at the same time. But I suppose since we need Wook Lamont with us on both, this makes sense. If you do New Game Plus, it only lets you do it one at a time, but yeah. Furthermore, story elements and quest rewards will not be affected by your initial choice of path. Yep. I mean, this is just the typical choose your route, except with the addition of you're locked to one, which is new for MSQ, but has always been a thing in New Game Plus. I trust your instincts. So how about you trust this? Thank you for watching my video, everybody. I'll see you next time on Dawntrail. Bye-bye.